Welcome back to a Pairs World knitting tutorial. In today's tutorial, we're going to be learning how to do some increases. We're looking at a right leaning increase and a left leaning increase. On the fabric that I've created, we're going to do a right leaning increase on the right side of the stitch marker and a left leaning increase on the left side of the second stitch marker. Let's get into it. So we're going to work our stitches as per pattern. In this case, it's stockinette. So we're knitting our knits and we're going to get over until the pattern indicates to make our increase. In this sample of fabric, it will be the first stitch marker. And as we approach, we're getting set. We are going to look for that bar that branches between the two stitches, between where our pattern indicates to make our increase, and we're going to load up our left needle. I do it with my right needle. You can pick it up directly with your left, and that stitch now, or the bar that's now on your needles, must face or lean towards the right side to make a right leaning increase. It makes sense to me because it's right leaning and it leans right directly on your needle even before you get into it. You're going to come through the bottom of that stitch just like you would with any knit stitch and work it with wrapping your working yarn around. We're going to get through to our next stitch marker, where we're now going to do a left leaning increase. So bringing over the stitch marker, finding that bar that branches between the two stitches and bringing it up onto our left needle, using my right needle again, but we want to ensure that that bar, or now which will be stitch, is leaning towards the left. Again, really simple. You're looking for a left lean on the needle to get a left leaning increase. What I do is I use my left thumb to almost pull up and help me find the stitch easier, or the bar, as I work through that back loop of the stitch. It's a little trickier, I do find, but don't worry, we're going to do it again. Looking for that bar that leads up to the two stitches and bringing it onto my left needle to work a right leaning increase. Just showing you what the wrong way would be. That's a no-no. We're going to be making sure that it's going to point towards the right. This one I find so much easier to do, a left leaning increase. And I just am showing you too what I do sometimes with my index finger on my left hand is I do pull that stitch to make the hole a little bigger to work my right needle into it, to sink it in. And we're just going to work until the next indication for left leaning increase. So we can see that again, looking for the bar and bringing the bar up, loading the left needle and ensuring that that bar is directing towards the left and working it through. Pretty simple, but I do find the right leaning increases slightly more tricky. You're going to be finishing your work as per pattern, in this case again, stockinette, so knitting our knits, and just showing you that right leaning increase is indeed pointing in the right direction. Left leaning increase, of course, is pointing towards the left. And I like checking my work too, because I find when the increases are all pointing in the right direction, they just look super tidy and proper. In this sample, we're just going to be turning the work to show you what one other row looks like on top of those leaning increases. So I'm going to purl just to get that additional row there because I'm doing some flat knitting on my swatch. And we've sped it up just for your convenience so you can get through and see how the finished leaning increases look with that additional row. Bringing it back, flipping our work, and looking at our increases, we've got, of course, our right leaning increase towards our right direction and the left leaning increase towards our left. Looking pretty clean, pretty tidy. I do find, given the choice, if the increases do not matter the direction, I always gravitate towards a make one left instead of a make one right. And that's how you can do a left and a right leaning increase.